Ruslan.
Guys, my name is Ruslan. If you want to master your Devo, we have a free How to Master My Devo Bible study for free. You can hit the link in the description to get you more clarity, get you more context, get you more consistency, and ultimately more application for life change in your Bible study time. The course is free, chopped up into bite-sized pieces. So check that out in the link below. How do I apply your God in money talk if I'm on disability? Well, Quentin, I don't know what your disability is like. I don't know what you're going through. I have no context of any of that stuff. If you notice in most of my videos, what I say is of able body and sound mind. So in terms of the concepts, what things can you already do that you can skill stack with? Okay, so I don't know how you typed that. Did you type that on a computer? Can you use a computer? That would be my first question. If you can use a computer, what skills can you learn on a computer that maybe you can't do if you had no disability, right? It's a good question. So you type that. I'm assuming you can type. I'm assuming you can write. I'm assuming you can read. How about the skill of copy? Okay, that is a very useful skill. There's people that have entire 7-figure businesses writing copy for people. Can you find a way to take the skill of typing out YouTube comments on a computer and take that and stack that with the skill of writing copy? Now again, I don't know what your disability is, so just like forgive me if I'm like, I spoke that, I didn't type that, I can't type. Maybe you don't have hands, or maybe you can't use your hands. It's my back, but I was formerly a chef. Okay, great. So you can use your hands. Amen? You can use your hands to type? Okay. If you can use your hands to type and write copy, hopefully you know what copy is, but you can Google it. Maybe you can use your hands and learn to do video editing, okay? This is a crazy thing about video editing. One of my best friends got out of prison. He did like 15 years in prison. I was trying to train him up. And the barrier we ran into is he didn't really know how to use a computer. Right? And I've had this issue before. I'm like, yo, because I'm trying to train everybody to do everything. Like, yo, I could pay you to do my videos. And I ran into this issue, like this brother didn't know how to use a computer. My brother, you know how to use a computer, I'm assuming, okay? So you're already at an advantage if someone that did 15 years in prison and maybe they have access to a $3,000 camera like I have to shoot videos, but they can't use a computer, so I can't even get them to understand Final Cut because they just can't even maneuver. They don't know what Command C, Command V is, right? So you're at an advantage in that regard. So perhaps you can use the skill using a computer and stack that with learning the skill to edit video. So now I'm gonna give you something that I'm looking at hiring, outsourcing. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna do it. Now, I legitimately need a TikTok guy. I'm trying to ease more off of social media, but I know that that's a great opportunity right now. So guess what? We're looking to hire someone that can take my videos that me and Zach shoot. We send them off. They know how to edit. They know how to pace them. They know how to add the captions, and they can upload my videos and write the copy for them. Literally, I'm hiring for that person. We have Gabe. Gabe's overseas right now. He might do it. My buddy Brandon might do it. We might hire a full-on company and pay them a lot of money to do it because we understand that the ROI on that long-term is going to be huge, right? Because I got multiple friends that are popping, got millions of followers on TikTok. That transfers over to their YouTube. The YouTube transfers over to their other products, so on and so forth. So I say all that to say that's just an idea. But that's how I would think about it. Skill stacking. Even if you have limitations, you can still skill stack. And maybe you hurt your back, you can't stand up and be a chef anymore, but perhaps you can still figure out how to transition that. And okay, here we go. Let's get creative here. You know, you are a chef, you know how to cook. Maybe you start shooting videos and or writing blogs or writing a cookbook about yummy, tasty foods that are low calorie and sweet, but they use monk fruit as a sweetener instead. Maybe you were a chef and you knew how to make fire desserts and you can substitute sugar and you can give me the exact recipe to use the exact amount of monk fruit so I can make tasty flourless cocoa cookies with no freaking calories or no sugar calories, right? Because I eat flourless cocoa cookies. It's my guilty pleasure. They use a sweetener. I shouldn't be eating them. Okay, I'm working on it. But if I could buy a book that you put together that tells me how to make amazing flourless cocoa cookies that you made videos about, and everybody's raving about this book, well then maybe I'll buy that book and then you can make money taking the skill of being a chef, stacking it with the skill of you writing and learning how to write copy with putting out an ebook, and that ebook, if it's amazing, someone like me reads it, I'm gonna tell everybody about it. Yo, Quentin, he was a chef. His story's super inspirational. He kept going even though he has a disability and he blew out his back, but he kept going, and now he's a chef that writes these amazing recipes through an ebook. Ultimately after two things. We're ultimately after you being curious, because that's a lot of it. If we're honest, people stop being curious at a certain point. You're so driven with this like dogma of education and how you're supposed to think, instead of like teaching you how to think. They're just gonna tell you what to think. And so by the time you're done with school, you're done with school. You don't want to know nothing else. You stop being curious, and that's dangerous. Okay, so I think one is like, let's get back to being curious and learning new skills. I'm always looking for opportunities to be curious and learn something new. One, you have to just stop, and when it comes to revenue and money, you have to say, okay, can I be curious? How can you learn to be curious? Well, just start dabbling in stuff. Pick up an app and learn how to use the app and create something on the app, right? Pick up a photo editing app, learn how to edit photos. So that curiosity is very valuable. And then you package that with a tenacity to keep going and understanding how to hit the flow state. And the flow state is where you just lock in, and it's not too hard, but it's not too easy. And you just lock into a flow state. Time feels like it just goes away, and you could just focus on a task for a substantial amount of time. If you could do that and you continue learning, right? And you continue learning, then you can learn more and more skills, and you could stack more and more skills. And the more skills you have, and the more scarce those skills, the more those skills are valuable in the marketplace. The more those skills are valuable to the marketplace, the more money you're going to make off of those skills. Though there's certain things that you probably aren't just going to jump out and write a best-selling ebook on cooking, right? You're probably gonna go and find someone else to work with, and maybe write copy for someone else and partner and do a joint venture book with someone else, ghostwrite a book. I don't know. I'm just throwing out these as like ideas for someone that maybe it doesn't have mobility. I think we really got to get back to this idea of curiosity, right? Jeremy said curiosity killed the title, so if I forgot any phrase. Not curiosity in that sense. I don't mean curiosity in like, oh, I wonder what this celebrity did in their latest Instagram post. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying curiosity in learning new skills. There's something about us that I think it's a byproduct of the education system where we just get burnt, and we're just like, yo, this is so useless in many regards, and I learned so much stuff that I probably will never apply, that by the time you get done with school and you really should start learning some important skills, well, then you're kind of burnt, right? You're kind of burnt. And so start with what's right in front of you. What skills, what access do you have in front of you? If you got a phone, you can shoot video. If you can shoot video, you can edit on your phone. If you have a phone, you can write copy. So just start with just some basic skills, and the more you stack those skills, the higher you're going to be. And those skills will be valued differently based on your expertise. Now, here's the ultimate thing, Quentin. Here's the ultimate thing. I have friends that are amazing copywriters. They've developed systems on how to write copy and how to get clients, and then they sell the skill of mastering the skill of writing copy. Sean Cannell, good friend of mine, Think Media, mastered YouTube by doing tech reviews. Then he pivoted and started telling other people how to master YouTube. Which one is going to be worth more? I'm gonna do this tech review on the latest iPhone, or I'm gonna show you how to crush it on YouTube. And now Sean Cannell, millions of subscribers, they teach a course. That course is worth more than Sean Cannell doing a review on the latest Canon camera. There's nothing wrong with doing a review on the latest camera. You see what I'm saying? So he took the skill, he mastered one skill, and then he stepped it up. I'm doing the same thing, right? We have our 3-day challenge, which I recommend those of you guys that are even slightly YouTube curious. I'm taking a skill of growing this channel to 100,000 subscribers, 75,000 in the last 12 months. And we're saying, hey, we're gonna stack that. And we put together a master YouTube live course about the system I've created. Now I'm selling the education and the knowledge that took me years to acquire and explode that very few people were able to do. You see what I'm saying? So this is that's the next level of it, right? Master something, own something, really crush something, and then if you are really good at it, you can then share that skill, do a with you program, or done for you, done with you, or hey, I figured out the system, I'm selling you the system. I highlighted Alexander Hormozy on this channel. You guys should go watch that video, right? It's modern day Ecclesiastes lived out. It's wild. This dude has made $40 million in the last 40 months okay, a month. He makes $1 million a month running all these companies. What was his claim to fame? Well, he got super shredded. What did he do then? He taught other people to get super shredded. What did he do then? He started the gym. Then he started 5 more gyms. He got burnt out with doing gyms. Then he started doing gym installs and gym launches for people. But the key was, I'll fly myself out to your gym. You give me a $500 deposit. I'll launch your gym. I'll max out your gym. Oh, and by the way, all you got to do is just pay me the first month's payment of everybody. So he was flying himself out for $500, flying himself out, doing all the ads, doing all the SEO, launching. He had his whole system in place. He tried it, did it multiple times, and he grew. He launched multiple gyms and was making $150,000 per gym launch. Someone that started by saying, I'm just going to get shredded. Then I'm going to open my own gym. Then I'm going to open a bunch of gyms. Then I'm going to teach other people how to open gyms. And guess what the next step was for him? Hired a team member. Then he got burnt out doing that. And then what did he do? He took the system of launching gyms and he made it a proprietary software called Gym Launch. And then he made multiple 8 figures. If you were a gym owner, think about it. Because see, we think so low of everything, right? We're like, oh, I can't charge for my skills and my services. Well, who is your target audience? Because if you're a gym launcher and you could pay somebody 20 grand, someone that you know that all your friends have used who've launched gyms, you could pay them 20 grand and in a month you make 200 grand. Would you do that if you were a gym owner? Think about that for a second, right? Pay somebody 20 grand for their proprietary thing, and you know hundreds of gyms around the country have used the same exact thing and they made 200 grand. That's a no-brainer. So maybe, Quentin, you do a with you program and then you master that, and then maybe you end up at a place where you're teaching other people who are, chefs that don't want to stand on their feet all day or can't stand on their feet all day. And you teach them this system, and then and so you just keep leveling up, right? Because we're not talking about selling a BS course. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about actually selling people a product that you deliver on and you show results. You know why I'm so confident about our 3-day YouTube challenge or my master YouTube course? Because I've shown results. I've helped multiple people get their YouTube page monetized. I've helped multiple people grow to their first 1,000 subscribers, their first 2,000 subscribers. What I'm doing, potentially, I hired my first client to do this, potentially, is I'm looking at, okay, there are a lot of people that want to get into YouTube. They don't have the option, they don't have the time, they don't have the headspace to watch my course or go through my thing. So you know what I'm offering the option to 7-figure entrepreneurs? We're rolling it out. I'm offering the option of me flying in and doing a YouTube with you program. Me and Zach will fly in, we'll install your entire studio to run your entire thing. And we're gonna take people through a gnarly application process. And we're literally just going after people that are already doing multiple 7 figures. Because it's gonna cost a lot for me to leave my family, hop on an airplane, go to you, spend a couple days with you, train you, set up your situation, train you how to use it, be with you, so on and so forth. That's gonna cost a lot of money. That's not for the average person. That's where I run into a dilemma. I know God has blessed me this gift of cooking and I wanna honor him, but I feel restricted because of the pain I feel. Thank you for putting me on. Yeah, Quentin, that's amazing. And maybe that passion is gonna get redirected. See, my passion, your passion is cooking, and my passion was rap music. And I thought I was gonna be a famous Christian rapper. It's probably not gonna work out that way. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop making rap music. It just means that, man, this whole YouTube thing is the most fruitful thing I've ever done. That's the first plaque or trophy I've ever gotten in my life. I never got a gold plaque. The only other trophy I won was at a talent contest. And the guy I won it with took it. That is the first time I've ever gotten a plaque in my life. Maybe God called an audible. Maybe the limitations I had as a rapper, for whatever reason, and I did well as a rapper. I did 6 figures as a rapper too, as an independent rapper. That's a whole nother story. That's a miracle in and of itself. But maybe those limitations was God redirecting me to something, and I could still do the rap thing, and I still release music. I just put out a whole album called Love What You Do, right? Put vinyl out. Just did that. I still put out music. Right? And so, Quentin, maybe God redirects that thing for you and you say, hey, I wanted to be a chef, but God redirected it. And praise God, you come up with some YouTube channel or TikTok channel or ebook or something like that, and you help other people. Just don't be afraid to be curious, man. So that's one side. I just talked about the entrepreneur side. Okay, here's the deal. Being an entrepreneur comes with a ton of risk. The payroll, the insurance, all that's on my shoulders. If we fail, if my son doesn't get Christmas presents, it's my fault, okay? That's a lot of risks. Not everyone's built like that. Here's the other side. You can be an entrepreneur. I bet you the person that was the number 2, number 5, number 10, number 20 at Facebook is probably way happy that they didn't go and start their own business. You could be an entrepreneur. So in my case, I'm the number 1. It just comes with a different weight. I'm wired different. We've built our life different. So I don't have as much fear of risk as the average person does, right? And I've been doing this since 2015. I quit my job in 2015. So Zach, who's an amazing creative, does his own YouTube channel. You guys should go subscribe, Zach Sparazzo, and he actually talks about this. He's younger, I think Zach's 22, had his own business, doing video, was doing well, got burnt, got tired, okay? Didn't want to just do his own YouTube and decided to come work with me. He's a team member. He's my number 2. He gets to run everything here like it's his own business without all the risk, and he makes a comfortable, livable wage to live in Southern California. We joke on paper, sometimes his hours clock in more than my salary, but that's another story for another day. My wife gets a salary too, but but I say all that to say, maybe, Quentin, you become a team member on someone else's team. Maybe you learn how to edit video and TikTok videos for other chefs that know they need to be on TikTok, and you create all their content, and you hire, and 10 of them hire you at $2-3 grand a pop, and you become people. You become a player in their organizational side, and then slowly you choose one, and you get with someone that's making 6 figures, but you help them scale to 7 figures. So would you rather make 6 figures on your own, scraping by, struggling as an entrepreneur, or would you rather go work for the entrepreneur that's making multiple 6 figures, make a livable wage, but in 5 years you help them scale to 7 figures, and now you're making more, right? That's the cost return analysis. Most of you guys most people are not wired to be entrepreneurs, in my opinion. I think anybody can learn to be an entrepreneur, but most people aren't wired that way. Most of you guys would be better to develop more scarce, useful skills and go serve your employer now. Hey, I was looking at this TikTok thing. We got to get something on TikTok. Hey, check together this video I made. Can we post this on our TikTok? We don't have a TikTok. Hey, can I try? I made 10 videos already. Blah, 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 right? And you go do that for your employer now, and all of a sudden you have these more useful skills. You could design a little bit. You understand social media. You work your way up. You add more value where you're at. If you add more value where you're at, usually the most direct path. And I'll tell you what, people will hear about it. Other people will hear about it. You have a scarce, what's that movie? I have a very specific use of skills. All right, you guys remember this? Be that guy. be him from Taken. All right? I have a particular set of skills that I've acquired over a long career, right? Be Taken. Be Taken in your real life. Acquire a bunch of skills. Liam Neeson, right? Is that how you say his name? Right? Be that guy. If you could be that guy for your employer today, I can't guarantee it, but you're going to be way more likely to get a raise. You're going to be way more likely to get a promotion if you just have more skills and you could add more value, right? I had a friend who was a rapper. He was okay as a rapper. He wasn't doing as well as I was doing, but he had a lot of clout and a lot of visibility. He wasn't making the kind of money I was making as a rapper. I was able to do 6 figures as a rapper, but he was doing okay. 6 figures gross, by the way, not like I wasn't putting 6 figures in my account every year. 6 figures gross, and so he was doing okay. And then he went and got a Joe job because it got really hard to be a rapper. It's really hard to be an independent rapper out here, right? So guess what he did? He went and got a Joe job. And then guess what happened? Because he was a rapper, he knew how to edit video. He shot and edited his own videos. He edited videos for me. And when he got a Joe job and they found out that he was a rapper doing some clinical, clerical, boring work, all of a sudden he started working in the marketing department. Instant raise. You see what I'm saying? And now he's like the head of a nonprofit, utilizing those same marketing skills: video, design, graphics, social. The big idea, the big idea I really want you guys to get, just don't stop being curious to learn new things, right? That was the fun part about being a kid. My son's birthday party was yesterday. His birthday's on Wednesday. We got him the new Nintendo Switch, and man, you think he's excited to learn that Switch? Right? You think he's excited to learn that Switch? right? So he's like, every moment he's trying to figure it out. We're sitting there, apparently you can pull the controllers off the side, and each side controller that you use on the screen could become its own controller. He's very excited, and he's very curious, and he's ready to learn to play. Approach life and useful skills in that same exact way. Make yourself curious, make yourself excited. Ruslan talked about video. Okay, let me see if there's any free video apps on my phone. Okay, I'm gonna check out some video. Okay, I'm gonna put something together, right? Put something together. The guy who's overseeing my TikTok and IG Reels is somebody in our Patreon community. I put up a thing on Patreon, and he learned, he already knew how to do a video, and so he started taking my streams, chopping them up and posting them, and now he works with us. Gabe, he works with us. Most of the stuff you see on my Instagram is actually posted by Gabe. I still reply to all the comments and I post stuff on my story, but all my IG Reels are edited by Gabe. He writes the copy and he posts them. And then because he's so great to me, I helped him lock in another client. If you ever look at John McCrae's, what do you mean? You look at his IG Reels and my IG Reels, same format, same ideas, because Gabe does them. He locked in another client. And so Gabe has multiple clients now, and he's doing great. And we might have Gabe take over all of our videos. Why? Because he had the skill of editing. He was in a network of people. He joined our Patreon community, which I recommend you join our Patreon community. And when I post something up, hey, I need somebody to help me with IG Reels and TikTok videos. Gabe said, I'll do it. Put together a couple videos. I was like, these are fire. There's other couple people that tried, but he was the clearest one, and he could just get in. I needed somebody that was already watching the content. You see what I'm saying? And so Gabe's on the team now. He's an independent contractor. I don't even know. Gabe's like in Canada. I think his fiance's in Sweden. He'd be on different time zones, right? But Gabe bills me videos, and we send him money through some website that has less fees than PayPal, and right? So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Hopefully this is helpful. My heart for you guys is like, be curious, be willing to learn. Like, I know school was trash for most of us, but if you could approach this whole new world the way my son approached getting his Nintendo Switch, and just be joyful, be happy, be excited, I guarantee you will develop more useful skills out of that curiosity. Love you guys, man. Hopefully this was helpful. And if it was, consider partnering with us on Patreon, and or sign up for one of the free courses below. Master My Habits is on the way. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one, all right? Peace.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Yo, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. We have a free 3-day Master YouTube Live Challenge coming up to learn how to go and become more consistent on your YouTube page. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, expert, thought leader, make sure you sign up for that below. If you found this video valuable, here's some other ones. Here's some other ones for you to check out right here. All right, peace.